Good morning, Namaskar. Suraj Singh, Civil Engineer, Bharat, India, Faridabad. Truth always prevails. Satyam Ev Jayate. We have to be with truth and no false. But practicality is not happening. Our country, Bharat, and all other countries in the world. Every country has its own interests. People are busy in their problems. All countries are busy. We are also busy. One country has to be busy, every country has to be busy, but for development of its people and for upkeep of this earth. But is it right? Is it happening? No, it's not happening. We have our own problems. US has its problems. Yemen has its problems. Palestine has its problems. I don't find any place in this world at this moment that got no problem at all. All are in problems. Problem means life, and problem solutions means heaven. Are we able to solve our problems? That is a question we have to ask ourselves. Why we create problems first of all, and if we create problems, why don't we find solutions before talking and before walking? Are we incapable to solve our problems? That's a question mark. We are a big country with people of 135 crore strength, and they are not able to solve their problems. Is it not wonder? We are not millions, we are not in crores, we are in billion. A billion figure means as many as we are problem creators, not solvers. Why do you accept problems? Why don't you understand that we are a country, we are a nation, we are a subcontinent? I don't think any other country has got so many educated people as we are. Millions and millions of engineers, doctors, professors, teachers, and other professionals. We have been sold, we have been purchased by our politicians. They have purchased us. Yes, that's a fact. Our politicians who are not elite, who are not educated, who have no morality, who have no honesty, who have no value for society, who have no value for humanity, they have purchased us and we have sold ourselves to them. What is the reason for that? Are we so wicked society? Are we so wicked people that we can be compromised with anybody can buy us? You take for example engineers, which is the first requirement of whatever country it is. If you don't have engineers of all branches, you cannot move further. Engineer is always considered first strength in any country. In whatever country you go, you check all world, you check history. Without engineers, nothing could be made possible. Even in ancient times, when there was nothing, engineers used to work first. If engineers aren't there, there can be no city, no development, nothing, only natural development, natural existence. Plants would be there, and jungles and forests would be there. And if engineers who work from scrap to finished product, if they don't even care for that, for themselves, for country, for nation, who shall take care of that? Is God our servant that shall work for you all times? God has given his body, this mind, and machine, his factories installed in this plant, and we have to make use of that. What for we are worried? Is there any degree of scarce cost in us? Why? Are we not having soul in our body? Only political leaders have soul. What threat exists that we always face that these people can harm us? Without us, without engineers, nothing is possible. Without doctors, health is not possible. Doctors also not in thousands in this country, they are also in lakhs. Advocates are in lakhs. Educated people are in crores. But we are afraid of some people. We are afraid of few people. A few hundred people scare us, threaten us. And we are threatened, we are scared. This is our character moral. Are we born with such future? Are we born just to help these people, to support them? Is my right that? Why did I come to this earth and to my country particularly? Just to vote for to these people and leave them? I don't have any personal morality, personal responsibility, obligation towards the society of world or towards society of my country. I am talking towards society of world because I am living in world. I am living in this nation, Bharat. That is my restriction because I was born here, but I belong to world because I came to world not to excel this country, and other people imposed on me. You cannot move. Well, that's a question is why should I worry of these politicians? Why should all people worry in all countries about the politicians? Politicians are practically doing nothing. They are only giving lip services. They are only signing agreements and doing nothing. They cannot be called intellectual people, but they are ruling us all everywhere. Go to US, go to Soviet, go to wherever you go, you'll find these people ruling all, And those who are brilliant people, they are not just submitting to them. And I'm talking particularly this country, my country. What happened to us? We have a constitution. I'm talking of post-independence, not before that. Before we were ruled by British and by Mughals and by Pandits and by all leaders. Question is, since 1947, we have been ruled by our own black people, black British. We can say black Kala Angrez used to say in taunting language. Why are we ruled by them? And even if we ruled by them, there is a law book, there is a book that dictates everybody. But we are not understanding, we don't understand that. Why we don't understand that? Why don't try to read that? We shall not do that. Because we feel shame, we don't have time, everybody is so busy in this country. All 140 million, all 1 crore people are too busy, they don't have time. All are too busy and the country is moving very fast, getting everything number one in the world. Shame on us. We cannot even understand what we are. I feel shame on myself. I talk to many engineers who are particularly civil engineers. I ask many questions and they have no answers. They say what to do. They have no solution. They compromise everywhere. They compromise in quality, they compromise in safety, they compromise in whatever you can say. There's no meaning when you go to college and university and learn engineering or other professional field. There's no value of that because that is just for sake of degree earning and nothing else. If you don't apply that in your field, in your life, what's meaning of that education? Is just meaning left with that. No meaning left with that. Just you want to run your life, you want to maintain your living and just get money, salary or your fee or whatever it is, and then enjoy your life, and that's all. After sleep at night and get up in the morning and do same and repeat. This life goes on and on and on. What is purpose of that? It's not a spiritual talk, it's practical talk. What's purpose of that? If I always see that this man shall take me out of job, is that my objective? My destiny is that this person should pay me, that's all. If I cannot think of my society, I cannot think of my nation, my patriotism lies in nation. I have to think for nation, not for some leader. I don't care for leader. I don't care for political party. I don't care for government. Because government is my servant. Political party is also my servant. My report has to go to this country, and that is my country, Bharat, India. I have to think for that, and a person living in US has to think for US. And wherever you're living, you think for that, and that's it. That's called patriotism. It's not that I have to touch feet of some leader. No, I'm not bound to that. Why should I touch feet? Is that person the same as I am? Is that person is God? That person has special quality. They should pay, make my luck. My luck he cannot make. He has to make his luck first. You are in power means you have to serve people, not to compress and suppress people. You have no right to kill people. You have not to abuse people, but they are doing that. Power is the biggest narcotic of world. Is the biggest drug, highest degree drug. Drug can be treated, addict can be treated, but this addiction cannot be treated. Because once you are used to drug addict of politics, you are no more. You are no more human. You are animal, like animal. All politicians in this world are like that. They are not thinking what people, they are thinking their way. It's a problem. We are a very big country and democratic. Our followers, we are democratic, and democratic means we are leaders. Everybody is leader, but we are not doing that. Not at all. We don't care for humans and we don't care for animals and we don't care for other creatures. We only care for individuals. And this is happening here. It's not very big, not very wide gap that we have since it was only 70 years or more. And it's not very, we can say we are still baby country, baby independent country. So we have been in insane nation, for thousands of years have been here as a country. We don't know what's the start date of that. We should be matured one, our people should be matured one, but we are not yet matured. We always shout for Deshbhakti, patriotism. We don't understand that. We only say, yes, I am. He is patriot and he is not patriot. He is Deshbhakt or he is not Deshbhakt. They don't understand what is Deshbhakt. He is touching feet of politics leaders, touching feet of their policy. That is called patriotism, and I condemn that. I don't accept that. I don't accept that political leader or supporters of political leaders who say this is Deshbhakti and this is not Deshbhakti. They have no knowledge about Deshbhakti. First read your constitution, read your law, and then discuss what is Deshbhakti, what is patriotism. Patriotism is something else. Patriotism is to live for your nation and die for nation, live for this world and die for this world. That is patriotism. So your patriotism is false statement, your false declaration. It is, you can say, a myth, a horizon, an imagination, a mirage, and nothing else. Because you are living in dreams, dreams which never come out true. Your dream world will not help you, shall not help you, and cannot help you. Better, better sooner you understand this. It's better. Otherwise, you will suffer. Patriotism cannot be taught. It's not simply that I'm standing on border and better. No, you have to think for your nation first, and not for someone else. If we are 140 crore people, we are family, one family. We are 140 crores people, one family. We are brothers and sisters, and all relations we have got. But if we are not thinking for each other, we cannot be called patriot. We cannot be Deshbhakt. If we have no relations with them, we don't think for them. Even though if you don't relation with others, even then you have to think for them because you are human being. Every human is thinking for the human. We are not thinking that way. If our 1 crore people are suppressed and compressed and you can say virtually killed and dictated by some political leader, and people keep watching and spectating, that's all. Are we human beings? If I'm watching someone, some person is killing someone, then I will keep watching and take video of that and enjoy that. They see this person kill this man. Is that sensible? Act to keep off. Where there's a criticality, you have to be present there. But no, we will keep off from there. Oh, just watch it and enjoy like cricket match or like a film, and then say, okay, that person, just news report come, this person killed this one, that's news. But that person did not stop someone, I did not stop the crime. I just say they have to commit the crime, and that's all the news part. My dear, you have to rise to occasion if you are human being, and if you are not human being, you are like an animal. Sleep, and sleep equal to death, because you cannot come up. You used to say your body is not dead. No, your body is not dead. Your souls are also dead. Soul can never die, but I say your souls are dead. Your souls got no energy. You are not human being, and you are not even animal also. I don't know what you are. And I feel shame on my part. I feel on my community, on my city, on my state, and also nation, that we people are dead animals, completely dead. If some leader kills 1 crore people, nearly kills, doesn't allow them to talk to each other, doesn't allow them to do their work, their business, what's their crime, we don't know, and nobody knows what crime they committed, what offense they committed. Nobody knows that. And we are watching. We have been watching for more than 3 weeks. We have speaking anything. We cannot even open our mouth. We cannot even open our eyes. We cannot even open our mouth. We have no courage at all. We don't have any courage in our bodies and mind. We cannot speak something because we are slaves of some leaders. Those leaders who are criminals. Generally, leaders are criminals. In 99% cases, you will find leaders, political leaders, criminals. They are not human beings, because criminal cannot be human being. A criminal means no sentiments, no anxiety, just kill others. That's destination, that's the target of criminal. Financially loot them, physically loot them, mentally loot them. So we are same, and they are same. We have submitted to those leaders who are in fact not leaders but destructor of this nation, damages of this nation. Money is not every part, money is not complete part, money is a part only, in part out of many parts. If you think money is everything, then you are in wrong, you are selling wrong. Money is a supporting item, it's not a total item. Conscious, moral, courage, destination, contemplation, thinking, concentration, objective, all this play role in life. And what role you are playing with? What role we are playing with? We care for ourselves only, for myself, my family, my relations. I don't care for others. That is my character. If this is my character, I cannot define what is character. And we are shouting Desh Bhakti, we are shouting for our country, and we are not shouting for those people who are our friends, our brothers and sisters, same like us, must have same right, same thing, everything. Our constitution says everybody has a right to live, right to liberty, right to justice, social, economical, political, right, equality means status and liberty, status and opportunity, and must have every right to whatever way he worships, whatever he thinks, whatever he does, whatever he leads life. That right is defined right. That right is permanent right, mandated right, but are we allowing that right to some class of people in this country? That's a very big question mark. If a government or we support someone not someone stay at home, sleep forever, don't come out, don't eat, don't work, is that right? Question is that. Why even for a day? What right I have got to stop someone not to enjoy life, not to work? Why? Who is he? Maybe he is leader, maybe he is government, maybe he is person. You have got no right as such until somebody has done some crime. We should feel we should feel shame on us among world. World may not say anything now. No country may speak now because they have got no interest with us. No country is left in now at this moment who got any interest in our affairs because everybody is busy in their own affairs. This current 2019 is very critical year where I don't think there's any direction north, south, east, or west left on this world where there's no problem existing. You go to west, you will find problem in US and Venezuela, and you go to Middle East, you'll find Palestine and Israel problem, and Egypt problem, and Jordan problem, and Syria problem. You go to far east, China, US problem, China, Philippines problem, South Sea problem, South Asia Sea problem. You go to Europe, you will find there are many problems in their countries, immigration problem, immigrants problem, their own problems. You go to our country, Pakistan, Bharat problem. You go to wherever find location in the world, you will find problems and problems and problems. No area is free from problems. You cannot say world is living in peace. And on top of that, environmental problem, greenhouse, and all these problems, natural problems, or we created natural problems. So why should somebody worry for us? We have to worry for us. Those people who are rich, those countries who are rich, they care only for money. But for us, money is not everything. Money is a part of life. We have spirituality, mentality, morality that weighs more in our society. But we don't, at this time, we have forgot that. If a government that can allow its people to keep their mouth shut, eyes shut, and ears shut, that government can be called rascal government and criminal government, I can say. That government is criminal, who kills its people or equally kills them mentally, morally. And those people who support them are super in that way. So I include myself and use yourself of our country people into that class that we are super criminals. If my Kashmir people, Jammu or some other area people, not only why restrict to Kashmir only, wherever people are treated like this, as are being treated in Jammu and Kashmir, this is called inhuman work. We are not respecting human rights. We are not respecting our constitutional rights. We are not respecting natural rights. And that is a crime. May not be in IPC, our penal section, but it is a crime in God's books. And certainly they should suffer. Whoever does that, they should suffer later on. Even before death or post death, they have to suffer that. And they will answer. Because no one got such rights. You cannot be always Hitler, and you cannot always be religious person. You have to go a middle path. That's best one. But I am not criticizing political leaders now. I am criticizing ourselves, public. Our public has become stupid, illiterate, non-conducive, and like you can say brainless, courageless, undefined. We cannot define our people as a character of our people because they are just taking it too easily. Even if these people are roasted, these people who under curfew, if they are roasted, we will not say anything. Really, shame, the highest degree of shame onto our people, including myself, that we are not speaking. My this speech is nothing. I'm not political leader. I'm not public. You can say celebrity. I'm just speaking my mouth so that if somebody listens and change is fine. Otherwise, we are living for sake of living. If something happens with me tomorrow, if something happens with our other society tomorrow, nobody will speak for them. Because we are so scared to oppose political leaders. I don't know what is problem that we are so scared of them. They are also human beings and they are only having political power and nothing else. They have no specific quality that other people don't have. But we are scared of them. I don't understand what's the reason behind that. And moreover, those people who are well educated, highly professional and qualified, They too are behaving that way. What shall do their profession? How shall they serve their people if you fear like that? If you scare like that of one person or two person out of 140 crore people, you are nowhere. You are not enjoying freedom. You are not enjoying liberty. You are just living for sake of living like animal. So keep on living like that. Others will not say anything to you, but they will say internally what country it is. Really, they have a right to say what type of country we are, what type of people we are. In fact, we are not people. We have no right to call ourselves people. We are septic mind. We are thinking of religion, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jain, etc. etc. I ask one thing. When you came to this earth from your mother's womb, from your mother's womb, did you bring a certificate from nature or God that you belong to this religion? Have you any certificate? Did somebody bring? Can you check that? How then, after entering this earth, you have become yourself? It's been named as I am Hindu, I am Christian, I am Sikh, I am Isai, I am Persian, I am this and that. What is meaning of that certification? When you did not bring even clothes from God, you only came naked. What religion you got? On what basis you are saying? You are saying only because your parents said we respect this religion, we believe this religion, you started believing that. Even if you believe or don't believe, how does it differ? It doesn't give any impact on your life. If you are Muslim or you are Christian or you are whatever you are, how does it impact on your life? Only a small part of your day, a way of worship, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. Other than that, you have to eat, you have to live, you have to work, you have to earn money, you have to make your life. Those are not affected by your religious worship. Thoughts are same. Religion thoughts are not different. All religion says humanity stop. No religion says kill people. No religion says. All says this way or that way. Even if you read Quran, it's for humanity. If you even read Gita, it is for humanity. If you read Ramayana, it's for humanity. Even Bible, or for every document directs that humanity is stopped. So why to think of religion? If this is Muslim, it's my enemy, I am Hindu. Why they are enemies? What for we are enemies? Is there any logic behind that? There's no logic behind that. But we have made logic for political gains, for illogical gains, to create an atmosphere that people fight, people quarrel. Hitler killed millions of people. Is he alive now? He himself will, okay, but he's not alive. All criminals and all good people have gone. One day we have to go. So why are we doing like this? What have we got by this? Did we achieve something? If I suppress so many people together, barring them from the rights, shall I get something? It's a question of land, it's a question of dispute, it's a question of sovereignty, something like that. Means if they have their land, they will live on their land. They shall live, even if they don't stay with you, they will live on land. You cannot pull land from them. Land exists there. So what is purpose of you doing this? Nothing else but stupidity and politics. These people have been living with us for more than 70 years. And they did not come to us as poor people. They did not come to us as refugees. They came to us with their land. They did not come to seek begging from you. No, they didn't beg us. They are staying on the land. This is their land, just like we are staying on our land. They came to us, they stayed with us. That's it. So why are you treating them like this? Even if you treat like this, they cannot leave that land. That is their land. What do you want to say? Just for sake of your own imagination and legality, you are mistreating them, accusing them. You cannot kill them. If you kill them, you face consequences. World is not in isolation. Everybody knows what's happening there and there. In all world, people know news are coming in. How long can you suppress them? How long can you hide news? How long can you have appreciation from your own people, which is fake appreciation? Yes, people may think you are very good prime minister, you are very good government, you have done this. But this is fake. This is false information. You are creating false information for your support. Today they may support you, tomorrow they will curse you. It happens because you are not doing justice. You have done injustice. All people are unjust. Our society is injustice. Our courts is doing injustice. Everywhere this is happening. And you want those people to stay with you. Just think on. You kill someone and then say you stay with me. You kill morality of someone and stay with me. You beat your guest and then say stay with me. Is it possible? Even if you beat your son, your daughter, they will not stay with you after some time. Because your dominant factor, they may not oppose you, but they will not internally like you. Once, twice, see, up to some degree it is okay, you have to control. But if you just pass overhead, if water crosses your eyes, your nose, and heads, you are drowned. You're drowned and you have to die. If you don't come out again, don't escape from water. Same things happening here. You have done that. I'm not talking about what other countries are saying or what. Question is treatment towards people. They were your people and you don't treated them. You don't treat them the way they should be treated. Then you are doing a crime, and this crime is not digestible. This crime is not acceptable because this is a killing like situation, though they have not been killed, but mentally, spiritually, conduct wise, you have not kept them conducive towards yourself, and they may be so consider they may be considering you as the first enemy. Under force, they may stay with you for some time, maybe, or they may not speak until they have some alternative. And that moment when alternative is available, they kick you off. And you will not be able to do. Your military cannot stop them. Your army cannot stop them. Yes, for few days you can stop them, but humans are humans. Army is also human. I don't say that army will reward, but question is this is wrong. You cannot keep people under force of army, under force of gun. You cannot keep them for long, whatever community it is, it doesn't matter. Your own community cannot stay like that. Try your community and see what happens. There is no enmity between someone, human or human. It's only thought. I am this religion, you are following this religion. Okay, that's different. But same nation, same people, we are respirating same air, we are having same sun rays, we are having all natural feedback same, all trees same, we are getting wet from same method, from same land, we are getting rice from same land, we are getting water from same sea and same river. Where is difference? We are having same body, we are having same design, we are having birth regeneration procedure same, we are eating same way, similar way. Where is difference? Only is difference in thoughts and contemplation. You are superior, I am superior, who is superior, we have to decide. And what we have to decide, we don't know. We all forget that we are on this earth because of some reason. Our master, our honor God, we call God or whatever you call that power, that power sent us to this earth to make it better, not to destruct it. But we are not making it better, we are destructing. We have looted this earth, we have taken its resources, taken out from its heart, we have taken every resource from it, and we are saying, I am economical, very powerful, you are not powerful. We all are looting. America looted, Gulf looted, we loot, everybody loots this earth. In highest misproportion. No precision. There should be limit to consume, but we are not consuming in large scales. And that is called as a crime itself. Anything, for example, petrol, which took millions of years to convert from fossil fuels to petrol, we have abused that, but that. Same way we are using iron, we are using others in a massive way. Well, economic is called economy, but economy comes from earth. So we have to understand we have not absolute power on this earth, but we are thinking we are absolute. We are not allowing rights of people to give to them. You can see migration is happening in every country, and particularly from Africa to Europe. Every day people are running from there because of exploitation, because of no jobs, because of hunger, starvation. They are running to seek shelter. What's happening in Europeans? Well, see what they are happening. They are not accepting them. They are seeking weeks and weeks to accept them. Though they have themselves made UN law that they have to be accepted. These illegal immigrants have to be accepted because they are human beings, but they are not doing that. It's happening everywhere. So I'm not going to that consideration now because it then widens the scope of talk. My question is limited to my country, India, Bharat, that we have to become human first. Don't forget Deshbhakti or no Deshbhakti, patriotism or no patriotism. First become human. Treat oneself human. You are killing people on road. That's called mob lynching. You are killing something. You are just killing a name of religion. You are beating someone in the name of religion. Are we living in a country? Are we living really as a country in an environment like that? Nobody has trust in someone else. Some car hits someone and runs away. Some person drives on footpath and kills people. This is country. So much pride of money. I am rich. I have big car. I can even move on people. Is it right thing? It's not right thing. It is called madness. Mad, mad, and mad we are. Our right place is lunatic asylum, but there are no lunatic asylums which can take all of us. So we are living in lunatic asylum. This country is lunatic country. No government, no people. Fact is that. Though there is a government, there are people. But fact is there is no government, no working government. Only problem creating government. Our government is a problem creating. They don't know, first of all, they don't understand what is problem. They don't analyze what are points in that. They do not think on that. They cannot link those points and they cannot find problems where problem exists in certain points. So our government is, you can say, not a coherent government, but a random government. Do this and let us see what happens, and then do this experimenting government. Do this, and they don't care for human beings. Okay, if you abuse machine, it's okay. Machine can be repaired, maintained, but people are not mechanical machines. We are natural machines. We are machines manufactured by our master, our honor God, who abuses made in such a way there is no need of electric current. There is no need of any other thing, and this machine moves permanently without any stop. Since you were born and up to death time, when you leave this body, this machine moves continuously without a break of even 5 seconds. You see, if even for the break of 10-15 seconds, you will suffer. Such a machine is strong, such a competent machine was manufactured and designed, delivered in our souls are staying. So we have to understand that. When you do bad treatment to people, you divide them of their rights to live and rights to liberty and rights to work and rights to calling themselves an honor of their nation. You are dividing them of that right, and you are saying you are doing patriotism, you are serving service. It's not patriotism, it is foolishness. Let them live freely until they are not criminals. Once they become criminals, do some crime, you have full right, absolute right to act against them. But that's not happened. I am Bharatvasi, I am Indian, I have full respect for my country and I can die for my country. I am living in this country. It doesn't mean that other people in this country are not living. They're also in my boat. We are having same sea, we have same journey. So what right I have got to pinpoint someone and say, no, you leave this or stay outside, let me live alone. Is that right way? We have to ask this question ourselves. Every one of us, illiterate or educated, very big person, very small person, everybody is right to ask. So you are big or small only on earth, because this is a relative theory that I am big or you are small. You nothing with us. We are all alone. We have to go back without any possession. We have to leave this body here. We have to go alone invisible way. So why to have pride that you are small and I am big? If I am small, that is my competency, my capacity. If I am big, that is my capacity. That is not. I'm not giving any benefit to you. I'm just taking all advantage to me. So why should there be a difference between two persons? Same thing I have saying here applies here, that we have to be human first. Better we change, or time will change us. If time changes, it is very bad change. And if you change yourself, it's better, suggestive and directive. If you change yourself, you change your minds, your contemplative thoughts, and you think that you are a human being. You don't think that you are a lion or you are elephant or you can do whatever you want to do, or you cannot do anything against someone. Yes, sometimes you can do, because you are a cruel person. You can do something sometimes, not in interest of nation, not in interest of that person, but you feel that some other people are feeling pleased, they are feeling happy. If I am beating one person and out of the other community 15 people are happy, oh, he is beating this person, very nice politician, very nice prime minister, that is a different approach. But you ask yourself, as a prime minister and as public of this country, are we right? or are we wrong? Those people who came to us, they were not our people sometimes, and we are treating them in a way that they have done some crime. So this is not acceptable to us. To me particularly, may be acceptable to you. Even if it is acceptable to you, you have to think on that. You rethink and rethink and find facts. Is our leader doing right? Is our government doing right? Having done such decision, made some decisions. If you think they have done right, fine. That's their approach. If you cannot think beyond that, if you think only in a limited way, in a constrained way, that is your maturity or immaturity. You have to think for people first. And if you don't think for people, those people shall certainly encounter it and they will not think for you. Why shall they think for you when you are not thinking for you? Thinking for people of this country, helping them is Deshbhakti, it's called patriotism. It's not standing somewhere and chanting Bharat Mata Ki Jai or Vande Mataram. That doesn't mean patriotism, that doesn't mean Deshbhakti, that is called a drama, a show only. Just like there is a relation between God and human being, that is personal and private relation, that is same way relation between human being or citizen of the country to its own country, that is called Deshbhakti. But we are not doing that. We are just showing something else and calling that Deshbhakti. This country doesn't belong to one man. This country doesn't belong to me, it belongs to everybody, whoever is citizen of this country and living in this country. So we have to respect everyone. And it should start from government, it should go to people. People have difference of opinions. The government has no difference of opinions. The government just wants to please, political party just wants to please its voters. They have no other aim, they have no way. They just want to please you for sake of votes. And you think, oh, this person is very good, this person is very good for Hindus, not good for Muslims. That type of, you can say, third class or fourth class contemplation, fourth class thought, school of thought must be demolished. You may be good for Hindu, you also be good for Muslim. You may be good for someone and bad for someone. That is not acceptable. You are not master of this country. You are only a servant of this country in name of Prime Minister or name of President or name of whatever other designation applies. We have to make our changes in minds. Changes in mind is a must. We have established incorrect setup in our minds, and our seniors have not helped us. Juniors or young are misled into a direction which they don't know where this direction goes to. They stop their vehicle in between and ask people what you are doing and what we are. So you have to understand what you are. Just thinking for your country and doing for your country is minimum requirement if you want to help your country. Forget all religions, forget all leaders. These leaders are only businessmen. These leaders have money and they want to enjoy money forever. They are not working as individuals, they are not working as poor. 99% of them are working as moneyed people, rich people, and they cannot take care of poor people. That is impossible. Well, we have to see our constitution and work accordingly. We have to do our fundamental duties, which demand that you have to abide by constitution, abide by national honors, abide by national flag, and abide by everything. You have to support people, you have to work for nation, you have to think for nation, you have to work on science and this. And it doesn't say that you have to work for religion or you have to believe in religion. That is left free as a fundamental right to profess whatever religion you can. It's up to you. Nobody is going to stop you from that, but nobody is also going to force you on that. As far as constitution of this country is concerned, Samvidhan of this country is concerned, we are we are bound by constitution. We are not bound by these politicians. We are bound by law. We are not bound by public. We are bound by management of this country, and that is called public management. We are managing this country as citizens of this country, not political leaders. Political leaders are our servants. If political leaders can understand this and we can understand this, then solutions can come out. If political leaders think they are running country, then they are in misconception. They are not running country. Country is run by all of us. All of us. We are running this country. We are all of this country. We are taking risk in future. Those people shall not take any risk. We have to take a risk. And I'm proud of that, that I am honor of this country and you are honor of this country. You should be proud of that too. We are taking risks. If some country made some losses, it is not Prime Minister loss, it is not government's loss, it is public loss. If some building collapses, if some accident happens or something else happens, if there's a war, there's an explosion or something, all our losses and losses belong to public. Public have to compensate that, not government, not political leaders. In status of public they shall do, but not in status of those offices they are having, sitting in, they have access to. So we have to understand that very clearly. That country is your home, and your home is in your home. First home is this country, and before that home is world. Okay, world is criteria only, it's imagination, it's not practicality. You can say where you go, you have to take visa. So let us consider relatively that our real home is nation, Bharat, or wherever you are staying in whichever country. That is your home. And then junior home is your own home, which you're owning or where you are living, residing for years. That is your home, where your citizenship, your passport applies with or whatever. Correspondences and addresses you are using. Both are homes, but super home is your this home. You have to take care of each and every people without taking into consideration religion or caste or creed, and that is called our citizenship. This is definition of our citizenship. Our citizenship is not based on religion or something else. Our citizenship is based on clarity, on humanity. We have to serve this nation, we have to serve our republic, we have to serve this part of earth, and we have to serve also other earth parts if we can. It's not mandatory, but it is morally. If you can serve that part in addition to your own part, that is very nice. So we have to make ourselves a different person, different citizen, if we can make. Forget what government says, forget what BM says. They are our elected representatives, they are our servants, they are our, you can say, attorneys. They have to work for our directions. What directions are given by us? What directions are given by mandate? What directions given by constitution and other laws? They cannot go opposed. If they can go opposed, we have to speak our mind, we have to speak our mouth, we have to speak, we have to tell them you are wrong. We must have that courage to tell them you are wrong. If we cannot tell them you are wrong, then we are slaves to them. We cannot speak against them. And we don't want to be slaves, because slaves are not paid. Slaves don't take any responsibility. But they have to take responsibility. They have to take. If they don't take, we don't allow them these seats. This is a problem, that they think the seat is there per patent, it's permanent right, and people allow them as well. That causes every problem, that causes every trouble. That's called turbulence route. Things are turbulent there, not in a systematic way, not in a laminar flow, where there is no turbulence. So we are living in a world of Bharat, which is a turbulent city, turbulent nation. Everything is turbulent. Politics is in turbulence. Economy is in turbulence. Society is in turbulence. Unemployment is turbulence. Everything is turbulent in this age, and turbulence can also lead to fire. It's not properly done, used with, because there is oil also is in turbulence, there is water also is in turbulence, and the electric supply also is in turbulence. Everything is in turbulence. I understand, I know that you may be knowing meaning of turbulence. When water is not still, it's jumping. If you see, you go in some river or canal, there's a gauge, and water on one side is higher than water on the side. And due to the difference of pressure, there's also got turbulence. And you see what action there, water jumps, come down, ups and downs, and in different waves or in different impacts, that's called turbulence. And then just put a glass of water on the floor and move slowly without any disturbance, that's called laminar flow, flow in lamina. This is the explanation, is what I mean to say, otherwise many people cannot understand. I'm talking about this turbulence and laminar flow. This is that. I would just say, I do not speak much on this, because this is very important talk for person or citizen, that we have to speak now or it will be too late. No, don't think you are a political party person, you are BJP or Congress person or SP or BSP or whatever political party you are in. You are not political servant. Let them enjoy their parties, forget that. And even if you support that party, forget that. Our main party is our Bharat. Remember that. If no Bharat, you are not there. If no Bharat is there, you are not there. If no power is there, you are not there. That's it. Oh, have Bharat. You have to lead those leaders. You have to tell them, do this or go to hell, if they don't do that. But you alone cannot do that. You need society with you. You have to take society with you. No matter how it differs, no matter how you don't do it, you have to do it. It is my Bharat. I can die for this. I can fight for this. I can work for this. I can serve this. This is my Bharat. I will not do any obligation on you. I will not do any activity that you cannot do. You do it to your capacity, and I do to my capacity. What's incorrect in that? But I shall not say everything yes by what political leaders do. I shall not accept everything what they say. I have a right to criticize them, right to tell them this is wrong or this is not wrong. When there is something right, nobody says anything, it's understood that is accepted. When there is a revolt, there is a voice, something out from the other action, that is called unaccepted. But in this case, unfortunately, people are sleeping. First time it happened in history of independent India, Bharat, that we had to take some action. Government has to take some action, which is not required one, which was not required one, but they have taken just to please other sections of society. And that is very, very bad, because you cannot relate such incidents to society or elections. Elections keep coming and going. This is general. It's nothing new. It's not permanent resolution. Every 5 years you have to vote to all these institutions, and you keep coming back and coming back. If you are lost, you have to come back. If you are not lost, you have to come back. In both cases, you have to come back. The only thing, you will get some money in your account from some reason, from some source, and you will get something out of that. But that is not permanent solution. And that's what I wanted to stress with. हम भारत हैं कहते हैं, हम भारत हैं, हम इंडिया हैं कहते हैं, मानते हैं क्या, समझते हैं क्या, हम जानते हैं क्या, भारत है क्या? भारत क्या जमीन को कहते हैं, नदियों को कहते हैं, पहाड़ों को कहते हैं, हवाओं को कहते हैं, किसको कहते हैं? किसको कहते हैं हम भारत? हम भारत हैं। हम भारत माता की जय भी करते हैं। भारत को समझते हैं क्या? नहीं समझते भारत को, बिल्कुल नहीं समझते। समझते होते तो ये नहीं होता जो आज हो रहा है। गंद फैला दी गई है सब जगह, कूड़ा फैला दिया गया है। प्लास्टिक के कूड़े की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, हमारी आत्मा के कूड़े की बात कर रहा हूँ, हमारे कर्मों के कूड़े की बात कर रहा हूँ। जो कर्म हमने किए हैं, गलत काम जो किए हैं, उसके कूड़े की बात कर रहा हूँ। हम 140 करोड़ 135 करोड़ अपने आप को कहते हैं, बहुत बड़े हैं हम, बहुत संस्कृति वाले हैं। हमारी संस्कृति हम देख चुके कितनी है, हमारा ज्ञान विज्ञान देख चुके कितना है, हमारा धर्म ईमान देख चुके कितना है, हम किस तरह के लोग हम देख चुके, हमारी चरित्र क्या है हम देख चुके, हम क्या करना चाहते हैं हम देख चुके, हम क्या नहीं करना चाहते हम देख चुके हैं। हम वो लोग हैं जो एक तरह से निर्दयी कहा जा सकता है, जो अपने आप में जीना चाहते हैं, किसी दूसरा कोई नुकसान नहीं देखना चाहते, अपने आप को ही समझते हैं हम सही हैं, कोई दूसरा आके कहे आप गलत हैं तो शायद हम उस आदमी की पिटाई भी कर सकते हैं। यह है हमारा चरित्र। लूट के खाओ, मेहनत ना करके खाओ, सब खा जाओ, और एक नेता बने तो उसी को बोलते रहो कि तुम ही सही हो, तुम ही सही हो, तुम्हारे माँ बाप हो, हमारे अन्नदाता हो तो तुम ही हो, खाली वही कहते रहें। ऐसा नहीं है। अगर आप कोई देश को अपना मानते हो, आप जानते हो कि आप राष्ट्र के भक्त हो, तो पहले राष्ट्र को समझो, फिर भक्ति को समझो। भक्ति मंदिर में बैठ के नहीं होती है, वो तो एक खाली डर होता है कि आप मंदिर में बैठे हैं, भगवान का नाम ले रहे हैं, तो गलत आदमी कोई रास्ते में जा रहा है आपके घर के बाहर, जहाँ भी आप बैठे हैं उसके बाहर, तो आपको 4 बातें ना सुना दे, उसे 4 बातें ना आए, वो ना बोले, उसके लिए क्या प्रयास होने चाहिए ये हमें पता होने चाहिए। अगर हम इस बात को नहीं समझते हैं तो हम क्या कहेंगे अपने आपको। खैर, अब ज़्यादा बातें करने का तो फ़ायदा नहीं होगा। आप लोग समझे ना समझे आपकी मर्जी है। मैं सिर्फ इतना कहूँगा कि थोड़ा जाग जाओ, थोड़ा समझ जाओ कि पॉलिटिक्स की जगह है, राजनीति की जगह है, और सिटीजन नागरिक की जगह है। उसको नागरिक की जगह ही रहने दो। पॉलिटिक्स वालों को बोलो कि भैया आप देश के लिए काम करो, ये गुंडागर्दी बंद करो। हम ठीक है, आप गुंडे थे, आप आ गए तो आप जाओगे भी नहीं, तो इसलिए जो भी काम कर रहे हैं हमारे लिए करो, देश के लिए करो, किसी नेता के लिए नहीं करो। नेता से देश नहीं है, देश नेता से नहीं, देश के नेता है वो। इस देश के, इस मातृभूमि के, इस लाइफ ऑनर के वो देश के नेता हैं, और किसी लिए नहीं। हम जब देश को समझ जाएं सब, तो देश के लिए हमारी सोच समझ जाएगी, बदल जाएगी, हमारी अप्रोच बदल जाएगी। हम देश के लिए करेंगे सारे काम, हम टाइम भी बर्बाद नहीं करेंगे, हम कुछ भी बर्बाद नहीं करेंगे, और हम बच्चों पे कंट्रोल रखेंगे। ऐसा भी नेचुरली होगा, तो तब होगा जब हम देश को देश समझें। देश को दवाई की दुकान ना समझे, कोई आया तो खरीद के ले गया, उससे पैसे ले लिए। दोस्त, ऐसा नहीं होता है। What I say is that we have to understand our points, our views, and I was talking yesterday about Constitution of India High Courts, what articles apply onto that, and I like to review that again because yesterday I had gone to certain articles because very short of time, too short of time, I could not complete that. And this article, you can say I started with Article 215. I remember that Article 215 starts with High Courts, and I continued to 229 or something like that. I think 229 to 30 it is. 230, which I'll just go to 30 and start reading that for your reference. That it is 231, which is extension of jurisdiction of high courts to union territories. And this says the parliament may by law extend jurisdiction of a high court to or exclude jurisdiction of a high court from any union territory. I'm just reading it for your reference, and we will talk later on what does it mean. So number two, where this 230 number two, where High Court of a state exercises jurisdiction in relation to a union territory. Nothing in this constitution say shall be construed as empowering legislature of a state to increase, restrict, or abolish that jurisdiction. And B, reference in Article 227 to governor shall in relation to any rules, forms, or tables for subordinate courts in that territory be construed as a reference to president. Then 231, which is notwithstanding anything contained in preceding provision of this chapter, Parliament may by law establish a common high court for two or more states or for two or more states and union territory. Then two, in relation to any such high court, reference to Article 217 to governor of state shall be construed as a reference to governors of all states in relation to which High Court exercises jurisdiction. Then B, reference in Article 227 to governors shall, in relation to any rules, forms, or tables for subordinate courts, be construed as a reference to governor of state in which subordinate courts are situated. And references in Article 219 and 229 to state shall be construed as a reference to state in which High Court has its principal seat. So why I'm talking of High Court, this is just I just could not tell you what criteria is there. Of course, it is Constitution, and we have to understand that. But it's not simply because of understanding it is. Court is a business of law, we know, but it should be well understood how it applies to us. Everybody is not going to high court. You are not going. I am not going, and maybe we may not go in future also. But if there is a way to go, if there's some problem with everybody, we have to understand system of our management of this country, governance of this country. First of all, let me just explain that what is government, what is governance. You think is central government is government or state government is government? No, that's not answer. Government means under constitution, whoever is working in whatever capacity, either of parliament, it is called legislature, or executive itself, government of India, central government, or government which is called judiciary as well as state level, all these institutions, that's called governments and government work. It's clearly written in our laws. A government work means work from all these institutions. It's not simply government of Bharat or India. That's executive, and that's we can say a part of government work. So judiciary is as a part of government work, and how it occurs judiciary in high court means constitutional courts. There are High Court and Supreme Court are constitutional courts, and other courts are subordinate courts, sessions courts, additional sessions judges, and metropolitan magistrates or sub-judges. That all considered district courts are not constitutional courts. And what does constitutional court mean? That's also a point to understand. Court is a court. You have small case, small cause case. You take, for example, house rent case or some other small case where you take to a small court. That's called district court. And in district court itself, there are many courts such as sub judge or metropolitan magistrate criminal cases. And if you go higher up, then you'll say additional district judges and district judges, and then you can go up to high court judiciary, which is chief architect, chief sorry, chief in chief. You can say chief judge of a court, sessions court. These are subordinate court administered by state governments. These courts have some defined responsibilities that they can adjudicate on your small causes or normal causes. If there's a case of divorce or if there's a case of criminal procedures or IPC and civil cases, for example, rent case or insurance case or some other case, which are not allowed to go to consumer or some other forums, then it comes to court, and these courts have to adjudicate on these matters, which are all defined matters. Are not covered under constitutional status. And if you say there is a case which refers to constitutional rights or fundamental right or some other right or some other relations, we can take them to under Article 32 of Constitution of this country. These have to be taken either to High Court or the Supreme Court directly, and those matters are not related to these subordinate courts. Subordinate courts means subordinate can decide only up to the matters which are listed in Book of Rights. Whereas these rights are standard rights, these rights are challengeable rights, and if there is some question in any law where judge is not able to answer, judgment justice of High Court or Supreme Court, they are not in position to answer. There is a law, but there is no answer. But it is duty of these courts to answer that, because they cannot say we have no answer and go back. No client, no client can be left responsible to decide on it. So when there is no law available or available in this heap, these dishes, our foods and our legal foods, legal books and whatever, these courts of high court status and Supreme Court status, they have a bound duty. They are liable to give delivery. They cannot say this provision is not available in books of laws. Even if it's not available, it's their duty to seek more times from public and continue on those cases. On those all cases where answer is required, and that answer shall be sound answer, shall be reliable answer if it is done directly through you and to somebody else. And these courts have to decide an answer to that unresolved question. And it may be 10 years, it may be 15 years, or maybe 5 years. Of course, they have to answer that. That is called case laws. Supreme Court and High Court have to resolve your questions by case laws. This has happened in record in history of our judiciary. Many laws were declared case laws. So case law becomes a law if it's decided, if it's adjudicated by Supreme Court, immediately it applies to all institutions, all public of this country. And that is very significant point. We say High Court and Supreme Court are constitutional courts, and this is reason of that. Those judges are appointed by President of this country, all these justices, while these justices don't appoint secretary judges. So this is a very important consideration for every citizen. Then why knowledge of High Court or Supreme Court procedures is important. I'm not asking you to go through, think of point to five, point to point, and then see how it works. Now, if you go back to what I was talking about, is that after that was provided that if such a principal seat is in a union territory, reference in Article 219 and 229 to, to Governor, Public Service Commission, legislatures, and consolidated fund of state shall be construed respectively as references to President, Union Public Service Commission, Parliament, and Consolidated Fund of India. Now let's go to subordinate courts. Now this was from Article 215 to Article 232 in relation to high courts, which are constitutional courts. Now just we discuss about subordinate courts, and that is Chapter 6, 233.1. Article says appointments of persons to be and postings and promotions of district judges in any state shall be made by governor of state in consultation with high court exercising jurisdiction in relation to such state. Then go to number 2. A person not already in service of union. A person not always in service of union or of state shall only be eligible to be appointed a district judge if he has been for not less than 7 years an advocate or a pleader and is recommended by High Court for appointment. Number 233A is also there. Says notwithstanding any judgment, decree, or order of any court, no appointment of any person already in judicial service of a state or of any person who has been for not less than 7 years an advocate or a pleader to be district judge in that state, and no person, no posting, promotion, or transfer of any such person as a district judge made at any time before commencement of Constitution, 20th Amendment Act 1966, otherwise then in accordance with provisions of Article 233 or Article 235 shall be deemed to be illegal or void or ever to have become illegal or void by reason of only of fact that such appointment, posting, promoting or transferring was not made in accordance with the said provisions. No injured, no just jurisdiction exercised, no judgment, decree, sentence or order passed or made, and no other act or proceeding done or taken before commencement of Constitution 1966 Amendment Act by or here any person appointed, posted, promoted, or transferred as a district judge in any state other than other than judge promoted or transferred as a district judge in any state otherwise than in accordance with provisions of Article 233 or Article 235 shall be deemed to be illegal or invalid for ever to have, because just a minute, shall be deemed to be illegal or invalid or ever to have become illegal or invalid by reason only of fact that such appointment, posting, promotion, or transfer was not made in accordance with said provisions. Article 234. Appointments of persons other than district judges to judicial service of a state shall be made by governor of state in accordance with rules made by him in that behalf after consultation with the State Public Service Commission and with High Court exercising jurisdiction in relation to such state. Article 235, control over district courts and courts subordinate thereto, including postings and promotion of and grant of leave to persons belonging to judicial service of a state and holding any post inferior to post of district judge shall be vested in high court, but nothing in this article shall be construed as taking away from any such person any right of appeal in which he may have under law regulating conditions of his service or as authorizing High Court to deal with him otherwise than in accordance with conditions of his service prescribed under this law. Then 236 article in this expression district judge includes judge of a civil court, additional district judge, joint district judge, assistant district judge, chief judge of of a small cause court, chief presidency magistrate, additional chief presidency magistrate, sessions judge, additional sessions judge, and assistant sessions judge. And then experience judicial service means a service consisting exclusively of persons intended to fill post of district judge and other civil judicial posts inferring to post of district judge. Then Article 237, Governor may by public notification direct that foregoing provisions of this chapter and any rules made thereunder shall, with effect from such date as may be fixed by him in that behalf, apply in relation to any class or classes of magnification of magistrates in state as they apply in relation to persons appointed to judicial service of state, subject to such exceptions and modifications as may be specified in notification. Then we have part 8, that is union territories. This new part 8, part 7 are finished. Part 8 starts, that is administration of union territories. Article 239, save as otherwise provided by Parliament by law, every union territory shall be administered by President acting to such extent as he thinks fit, through an administrator to be appointed by him with such designation as he may specify. Notwithstanding anything contained in Part 6, President may appoint law Notwithstanding anything contained in Part 6, President may appoint Governor of a state as administrator of an adjoining union territory, and where a governor is so appointed, he shall exercise his functions as such administrator independently of his council of ministers. 239A, Parliament may by law create for union territory of Pondicherry a body whether elected or partly nominated and partly elected to function as a legislature for union territory, a council of ministers, or both with such constitution, powers and functions, in each case, as may be specified in law. Any such law as is referred to in clause 1 above. Any such law is referred to in clause 1 shall not be deemed to be an amendment of this constitution for purpose of article 368, notwithstanding that it contains any provision which amends or has the effect of amending this constitution. Then 239 AA, as from date of commencement of Constitution 69th Amendment Act 1991, Union Territory of Delhi shall be called National Capital Territory of Delhi, hereinafter in this part referred to as National Capital Territory, and administer, administrator thereof appointed under Article 239 shall be designated Lieutenant Governor. Then next one is there shall be a legislative assembly of a national capital territory, and seats in each assembly shall be filled by members chosen by direct election from territorial constituencies in national capital territory. B. Total number of seats in legislative territory. Wait a minute. Total number of seats in legislative assembly, number of seats reserved for scheduled castes, divisions of national capital territory into territorial constituencies, including basis for such division, and all other matters relating to functioning of legislative assembly shall be regulated by law made by Parliament. Provisions of Article 324 to 327 and 329 shall apply in relation to National Capital Territory, the Legislative Assembly of National Capital Territory, and members thereof as they apply in relation to a territory to thereof respectively to a state. Say there they apply once again the subcontinent here, and members thereof as they apply in relation to a state, legislative assembly of a state, and members thereof respectively, and any reference to Article 32(6), 326 and 329 to appropriate legislature shall be deemed to be a reference to Parliament. Then, subject to provisions of this Constitution, Legislative Assembly shall have power to make laws for whole or any part of national capital territory with respect to any law of with respect to any of matters enumerated in state list or in constitution list. Hmm. Then state list in or concurrent list insofar as any such matter is applicable to union territory except matters with respect to entries 2, 1 and 2 and 18 of this state list, and Europe entries 64, 65 and 66 of that list insofar as liberty relates to said entries 1, 2 and 18. Nothing in subclause shall derogate from powers of Parliament under this Constitution to make laws with respect to any matters for a union territory or any part thereof. If any provision of law made by legislative assembly is with respect to any matter is repugnant to any provision of a law made by Parliament with respect to that matter, whether passed before or after law made by legislative assembly of an earlier law or other than a law made by legislative assembly, then In either case, the law made by Parliament or, as case may be, such earlier such earlier law shall prevail, and law made by legislative assembly shall, to extent of repugnancy, be void, provided that if any such law made by legislative assembly has been reserved for consideration of President and has received his assent, such law shall prevail on in the people, provided that if any such law made by legislative assembly has been reserved for consideration of President and has received his assent, such law shall prevail in national capital territory. Provided further that nothing in this subclause shall prevent Parliament from enacting at any time any law with respect to same matter, including a law and adding to amenities, varying or repealing law so made by legislative assembly. Fourth, there shall be a council of ministers consisting of not more than 10% of total number of members of legislature assembly or legislative assembly, with chief minister of at head of head to that head and advice advice mm, lieutenant governor in exercise of the of his yeah, mm, mm. advise lieutenant governor in exercise of his functions in relation to matters with respect to which legislative assembly has power to make laws, except in so far as lies director. Mm. So, with respect to which legislative assembly has powers to make laws, except insofar as he is by or under any law required to act in his discretion, provided that in case of difference of opinion between lieutenant governor and his ministers on any matter, lieutenant governor shall refer it to president for decision and act accordingly to decision given thereon by president, and pending such decisions it shall be competent to for the it shall be competent for his governor in area governor in area in any case where matter in his opinion is so urgent that it is necessary for him to take immediate attention to take side as such as in different accounts in different action or give such difference direction in the matter is as he deems necessary. Chief Minister shall be appointed by President and other ministers shall be appointed by President on advice of Chief Minister, and ministers shall hold office during pleasure of President. Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to Legislative Assembly. Parliament may by law make provisions for giving effect to supplementing provisions contained in foregoing clauses, and for matters incidental or in force clauses, and for matters incidentally corresponding there, and such laws Any such law as is referred to in subclause shall not be deemed to be an amendment of this Constitution for purposes of Article 368, notwithstanding that it contains any provision which demands is has it has to link experience. Hmm. Okay, sometimes you feel lazy, and that's a problem. Reading is very difficult for me. Anyway, I'll read it. Remaining one. Any such law is referred to in subclause shall not be deemed to be an amendment of this Constitution for purpose of Article 368, notwithstanding that contains any provision which amends or has effect of amending Constitution. Provisions of Article 239b shall so far as may be apply in relation to National Capital Territory, Lieutenant Governor and Legislative Assembly as they apply to relation to Union Territory. In relation to Union Territory of the of Pondicherry, the administrator and its legislature respectively, and any reference in that article to clause 1 of Article 39A stable shall be deemed to be a reference to this article, for he requires a okay. Let's go to other one. This is 239 AB. If President on receipt of a report from Lieutenant Governor or otherwise is satisfied that a situation has arisen in which administration of national capital territory cannot be carried out in accordance with provisions of Article 239 AA or of any law made by pursuance of that article, or that for purpose that for proper administration of national capital territory it is necessary or expedient so to do. President may by order suspend operation of any provision of Article 239 AA or of all in will. He may in any of he may competent wait a minute. Yes. Uh, page yes. That for proper administration of national capital territory it is necessary or expedient so to do. President may by order suspend operation of any provision of Article 239 AA or of all or any of provisions of any law made in pursuance of that article for such period and subject to such conditions as may be specified in such law, and make such incidental and consequential provisions as may appear to him to be necessary or expedient for administration or for administering an equal. Hmm. To appear to him to be necessary or expedient for administering the national capital territory to accordance with provisions of 239 and Article 239 AA. If at any time, except when legislature of Union Territory of Pondicherry is in session, administrator thereof is satisfied that circumstances exist which render it necessary for him to take immediate action in promulgated of such ordinances as circumstances appear to him to require, provided that no provided that no such ordinance shall be promulgated by administrator except after obtaining instructions from any other. Provided further that whenever he said legislature is dissolved, or that whenever said legislature is dissolved or its functioning remains suspended on account of any action taken under any such law as is referred to in clause 1 of article 239A, administrator shall not promulgate any ordinance during period of such dissolution or suspension. An ordinance promulgated under this article in pursuance of instructions from President shall be deemed to be an act of legislature of Union territory which has been duly enacted after going after complying after complying with provisions in their behalf contained in any such law as is referred to as efficiency. Hmm. Contained in any such law as referred to in clause 1 of article article. Okay. Shall be laid before legislature of Union Territory and shall cease to operate at expiration of 6 weeks from reasonably of legislature, or if before expiration of that period a resolution disappearing it is passed legislature upon probation not for as they. Many may be withdrawn at any time by administrator after obtaining instructions from President in their behalf. If any, and so far as an ordinance under this article makes any provision in which will not be valid, which will not be valid if enacted in any act of legislature of Union Territory made after complying with provisions in that behalf, contained in any such law as is referred to this. Okay. If and so far as an ordinance under this article makes any provisions which would not be valid if enacted in an act of legislature of Union Territory made after completing with the provisions in that in that any such law as is referred to in clause 1 and 2 article of 239A, it shall be void. 240. President may make regulations for peace, progress, and good government of Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, Pondicherry, provided that when any body is created under Article 239A to function as a legislature for Union Territory, of Pondicherry, President shall not make any regulation for peace, progress, and good government of Union Territory with effect from date appointed for first meeting of legislature. Provided further that whenever body functioning of a legislature for Union Territory of Pondicherry is dissolved, or functions of that body as such, legislature remains suspended on account of any action taken under any such law remains suspended on account of any action taken under any such law as is referred to include a list of areas mm, made in Article 239A. President may, during period of such dissolution of suspension, make resolutions for peace, progress, and good governance of union territory. Any regulation so may repeal or amend any act made by or Parliament or any other law which is for time being applicable to Union territory, and when promulgated by President shall have same force and effective as an act of policeman Parliament which applies to that territory. To 14, Parliament may by law constitute a High Court for Union territory, maybe or declare any law, uh, declare, hmm, let me repeat it. Parliament may be by law constitute a High Court for Union territory or declare any court in any such territory to be a High Court for all or any of purposes of its constituency. Provisions of Chapter 5 of Part 6 shall apply in relation to every High Court referred to in Clause 1 as they apply to in relation to a High Court. Okay. High Court referred to in Article 214 subject to such modifications or exceptions as Parliament may by law provide. Once again, provision of this chapter 5 and 6 shall apply in relation to every High Court referred to in Clause 1, and they apply to relation to High Court referred to Article 214 subject to such modifications or exceptions as Parliament may by one law. Subject to provisions of this Constitution and provisions of any such law or no. Subject to provisions of this Constitution and to provisions of any law of appropriate legislature made by virtue of powers conferred on that legislature by or other under a constitution, every High Court exercising jurisdiction immediately before commencement of Constitution 7th Amendment Act 1956 in relation to shall continue. Here it is gone. In relation to any union territory, in relation to any union territory, where is it disappeared? Yes. In relation to any union territory shall continue to exercise such jurisdiction in relation to that union territory after such commencement. Nothing in this article derogates from power of Parliament to extend or exclude jurisdiction of High Court for state to or to from any union territory. The article Council Panchayats. Now we'll take it later on Panchayats because it's also a big age, not small. Or let us just be brief of this better. Panchayat, so I have taken it last. Panchayat means Article 243, which in this part, unless the context otherwise requires its definition, and it says district means a district in a state. Gram Sabha means a body consisting of persons registered in electoral rolls relating to a village comprised within area of panchayats at village level. Then intermediate level means a level between village and district levels specified by governor or a state of a state by public notification to intermediate level for purpose of this part. Panchayat means an institution by whatever name called of self-government constituted under Article 243B for rural areas, Gramin areas. Panchayat area means territorial ideal of of pan- territorial area of panchayat. Population means panchayat means institutions of self-governance. The panchayat ratio means area means territorial area of panchayat. Population means population as ascertained at last proceeding proceeding census of which relative figures have been published. Village means a village specified in by governor by public notification to be a village for uh, for mm, village means a village specified by governor by public notification to be village for purpose of this part and includes a group of villagers so specified. A Gram Sabha means existing such power. Gram Sabha may exercise such powers and perform such functions at village statement. A Gram Sabha may exercise such powers and perform such functions at village level as legislature of state may by law provide. 243b. There shall be constituted in average state panchayats in at village levels. Okay, so we'll take it later on. This is 243, and now we shall just concentrate on what we are talking about. Constitution of our country. Again, I am telling it's very important document. If you don't understand this, don't comprehend this, you will find problems in your life. You have to understand your right. Not only you have to understand, but also you have to teach your family members. You have to teach your friends, your colleagues that what is constitution. Constitution means what? First of all, we have institutions for every subject, for every act. For example, there are so many institutions everywhere. I'm talking of those institutions which are public institutions. I'm not talking of private institutions. Institutions make constitutions. Means if we join all institutions, it is constitution. And what is our constitution? It has different chapters. Those chapters which are just governed by government of this country means government work of this country. And this right was given by public to itself. Public is responsible for this constitution and our government and not somebody else. We are responsible for this. We have made this constitution ourselves. We have used this constitution for ourselves, and this constitution gives rights and privileges to ourselves as well as to others. These rights are not normal rights. These rights are extraordinary rights if you understand them. Because right to birth is natural, but right to education is not natural. Right to sun is up to you how much you want to run away from that and take away from that. If you think after a few years, 25 years, goes stay in line, goes somewhere else and doesn't understand constitution. Better देश का संविधान को समझो इसमें क्या लिखा है क्या कहता है संविधान हम भारत के लोग अपनी पूर्ण निष्ठा से, अपनी आत्मा से, अपनी शक्ति से अपने देश भारत को, इंडिया को हम गठित करते हैं एक ऐसे देश में जो प्रभु सत्ता संपन्न हो, जो आप कह सकते हैं सामाजिक ज्ञान पे चलता हो, आप उसको कह सकते हैं जो लोकतांत्रिक हो, जो धर्म पंथ निरपेक्ष हो, तथा जो ऐसा हो जो अपने सबके साथ लेकर आगे चल सके, उनको भी रास्ता दिखाए और अपने रास्ते चलता जाए। आप एडवांस होइए, आप नकल होइए, जैसे भी कीजिए पास होइए, लेकिन आपकी भाई हमारी तो ये अच्छा नहीं है उनके लिए। एक तो हमारी बेइज्जती है और दूसरा ये दिस मैन at this right, and that man loses that right because that man does nothing. So we have various powers, we have rights, rights to justice, rights to liberty and rights to equality. ये जो जस्टिस के अधिकार हैं कहने के लिए नहीं है, करने के लिए है। सामाजिक जस्टिस, आर्थिक जस्टिस, सामाजिक न्याय, आर्थिक न्याय, राजनीतिक न्याय, और आपके ये जो है लिबर्टी, लिबर्टी ऑफ थॉट, लिबर्टी ऑफ कंटेम्पलेशन, दिमाग से आप कितना सोच सकते हैं, आज़ादी से आप कितना सोच सकते हैं, उसमें दोनों सोच आ जाते हैं, ये वाला सोच भी और वो वाला सोच भी, प्लस सोच भी और माइनस भी, दोनों सोच साथ साथ चलते हैं, अलग अलग नहीं चलते हैं, बहुत जरूरी है। और फिर जस्टिस के बाद आती है आपकी बराबरी, जिसको कहा जाता है इक्वालिटी। हम सब बराबर हैं कहने के लिए नहीं, होने के लिए होता है। बराबर, हम पद में बराबर है, स्टेटस में बराबर है, अवसर में बराबर है, अपॉर्चुनिटी में बराबर है। ये सब बेसिक हैं आपके, जो आपको मिलते हैं। ये आपको स्टेट, स्टेट का मतलब राज्य, आपको ये सिक्योरिटी देता है, इस बात की श्योरिटी देता है कि आपको ये होंगे। लेकिन श्योरिटी उन्हीं को मिल जाती है जो जागते हों, जो सिर्फ सोने वाले हों, घंटों घंटों सोएं, दिन रात में बहुत टाइम सोएं, तो उनसे तो आप ये बात नहीं कर सकते। भाई आपके अधिकार ये हैं और आपकी ड्यूटीज ये हैं, उन अधिकार को समझेंगे ना। कोई कह रहे हम काम तो करें 8 घंटे, आपको क्या लेना देना है, कितना करें और हमें कितना पैसा लगता है, ये बातें सुनने के लिए आप नहीं हो। आपको ये बातें नहीं सुननी है, क्योंकि आप देश के नागरिक हो, आप देश का भविष्य हो। अगर आप संविधान को नहीं समझना चाहते तो ये आपकी प्रॉब्लम है। संविधान को समझोगे तो सही नेता भी बनाओगे, संविधान को समझोगे तो अपने आप को भी समझोगे। जिसने संविधान नहीं समझा उसने कुछ नहीं समझा। संविधान मेरा आपका नहीं है अकेले का, सारे देश का है, सारे नेताओं का है। कुछ लोग गलत इस्तेमाल भी इसका कर लेते हैं, इंटरप्रिटेशन भी गलत लेते हैं, कुछ लोग गलत तरीके से बना देते हैं। ऐसा हमें नहीं चाहिए। संविधान संविधान है, हमारे लिए है, हम संविधान के लिए हैं, हम दोनों के लिए हैं। अगर हम संविधान को अपने ऊपर लागू नहीं कर सकते, आगे नहीं चल सकते लेके, तो कसूर किसका है? हम अपने अधिकार नहीं समझते, दूसरों के अधिकार क्या लेने देंगे? और ये बात सबसे ज़्यादा लागू ही होती है भारत में उन प्रोफेशनल जो होती हैं, तो चेतावनी देकर भारत से बाहर इंग्लैंड में बैठे हुए हैं। वो सब जानते हैं क्या होना चाहिए क्या नहीं होना चाहिए, फिर भी नहीं समझते। संविधान हमारा है, हम संविधान के हैं, इस बात को समझना चाहिए। और जो मैंने पॉइंट्स बताए, तीनों मैंने नहीं बताए, हमारे लिखे हुए हैं, और इससे ज़्यादा भी लिखने होने चाहिए थे जो शायद नहीं रह होंगे, लेकिन हम उसको भी अपना सकते हैं। और उसमें साफ साफ लिखा है, इन बातों की वजह से लोग आपसे, आपको या तो प्यार करेंगे या आपको नदी में फेंक देंगे। उन्होंने हिसाब लगाया बाद में कि प्यार के पॉइंट ज़्यादा होते हैं, भाई देखो ज़्यादा मिलने पर ही सही, हम तो होने चाहिए सही। ऐसी बात है कि हम पॉइंट ज़्यादा मिल गए, ज़्यादा तरह से हम बर्तन को साफ करने लगे, घिसने लगे चमकाने के लिए, और ये साफ हो गया, चमक गया। पर हम नहीं चमके, हमारी किस्मत नहीं चमकी। नेता चमक गए, ऑफिसर चमक गए, गुंडे बदमाश चमक गए, पार्लियामेंट पहुंच गए, लेकिन हम वहीं के वहीं बैठे हैं, भूखे मरते, आत्महत्या करते, नुकसान करते, ठेला चलाते, चाय की दुकान चलाते, रोटी नहीं मिलती, खाते नहीं, एक बार खाते हैं सो जाते हैं। हालत वो कर दी है क्योंकि हमने संविधान नहीं समझा है। और ये नेता कभी नहीं चाहेंगे कि आपको सब पता लगे, क्योंकि ये नेता है, ये चोर डकैते नेता है। इनको हम क्या समझाएं क्या ना समझाएं। छोटे बच्चे की तरह तो बताया नहीं जा सकता, हो सकता है उसको छोटे बच्चों ने ये देखे हों, उनसे और तो फिर तो थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है, कहीं जाना है और गाड़ी समझते हैं खाली है, ले जाओ, नहीं समझते तो ना ले जाओ, लेकिन वो भी नहीं देंगे जब तक आपके रिलेशन। ये भी पक्की बात है। अपने रिलेशन समझने के लिए आपको संविधान पढ़ना चाहिए, इसलिए नहीं कि जो से बोलना है जो से सुनना है। संविधान समझो, देश विदेश समझो। खैर, अब मैं ज़्यादा लंबा चौड़ा का बात करने का नहीं है, मैं सिर्फ इतना कहना चाहता हूँ आपसे, जाग जाओ तो जाग जाओ, नहीं तो सो जाना है तो सो जाओ। देश को आग लगानी है तो आग लगा दो, देश को ठंडा रखना ठंडा रख दो। आग लगानी बड़ी आसान होती है। वो बेचारे चले गए, मर गए हमेशा के लिए, जिन्होंने देश को बनाया, आजाद कराया, संभाला, आपको दिया भाई लो संभाल लो। लेकिन आप इतने अच्छे निकले कि आप समझते ही नहीं है कि देश का मतलब क्या है, स्वतंत्रता का मतलब क्या है। बस अपनी दुनिया में रहो, अपना सोचो, मत सोचो। इतनी जल्दी भूल गए हम स्वतंत्रता के उस संग्राम को, इतनी जल्दी भूल गए, हमें आशा नहीं थी। हमारी नई जनरेशन जो आज है या जो इससे पहले की है, वो नहीं समझते कि क्या प्रॉब्लम रही थी। उन्हें नहीं मालूम कि कुछ भी नहीं था हमारे पास देश में, ऐसे ही जीते थे हम। एक एक घर में एक एक बल्ब भी नहीं था। आज तो सबके पास हर कमरे में कई कई बल्ब होंगे, कई कई लाइट्स होंगी, कई कई एलईडी होंगी या दूसरी होंगी। वही चीज़ सबसे उत्तम है उनके लिए, उसको नहीं समझाना है, बाकी सब समझा देना है। उस बात को नहीं बताएंगे, उस बात को नहीं कहेंगे भाई देखो ढंग से रहो, ढंग से खाना वाना खाओ, सबको नुकसान मत करो, गलत मत करो, लेकिन नहीं कहेंगे। वो क्यों नहीं कहेंगे कि कहना नहीं चाहते। जिस दिन आपने समझ लिया कि देश आपका है, आप देश के मालिक हो, आप देश के स्वामी हो, उस दिन ये नेता आपके चरणों में आगे रहेंगे। ये नेता जानते हैं कि आप लोग नहीं जानते संविधान क्या है, और वास्तविकता तो ये है, ये संविधान के लूप होल्स को जानते हैं। ये जानते हैं पब्लिक को कैसे बेवकूफ़ बनाया जा सकता है, पब्लिक को कैसे उल्लू बनाया जा सकता है, और इनके कहने पर पब्लिक उल्लू बन जाती है। और ये तभी तक चलेगा जब तक सारी कंट्री को नहीं बदल जाता कि आपके अधिकार को छीन लिए जाते हैं, आपके अधिकार रखे लिए जाते हैं। इसलिए मेरा आप लोगों से आग्रह है, थोड़ा होती है, जहाँ तक मैं समझता हूँ आप लोग जानते तो होंगे इसके बारे में, फिर भी बताना आवश्यक है। देश की भक्ति करना जरूरी है। देश की जनता की भक्ति ही देश की भक्ति है। अगर देश की जनता सही नहीं है तो उसको ठीक करना भी आपकी ड्यूटी में आता है। देश के संविधान को मानना आपकी ड्यूटी में आता है। देश को आगे बढ़ाना आपकी ड्यूटी में आता है। अगर आप देश को आगे बढ़ाएंगे तो देश आगे बढ़ेगा, और देश तभी आगे बढ़ेगा जब आप देश को धक्का देके आगे बढ़ाएंगे। आप देश की पब्लिक को मजबूर करेंगे कि काम करो, देश को आगे बढ़ाओ। इन नेताओं ने तो कुछ करना है नहीं, चाहे वो कोई से भी नेता हो। उनको तो अपनी सीटें देखनी है, जिस तरह हम लोग अपनी नौकरी देखते हैं, अपना काम देखते हैं। इनकी भी नौकरी और काम है ये, क्योंकि इनकी रोटी तो इसी से चल रही है। ये तो सब कहने की बातें होती हैं। ये मुफ्त में सेवा कर रहे हैं, कोई किसी की सेवा मुफ्त में नहीं कर रहा है। सब सेवा नोटों के चक्कर में कर रहे हैं, और वह हो रहा है। इसलिए आप खुद नेता बन जाओ, ज़्यादा अच्छा है। सिस्टम में आओ, लड़ाई करो, जो गलत है उसको सही करो, वो भी अच्छा है। लेकिन जो गलत है उसको सही मत कहो। ये मत कहो कि ये नेता बहुत अच्छा है। नेता कोई अच्छा नहीं हो सकता, नागरिक अच्छा हो सकता है। लेकिन नागरिक अगर नेता बने तो वो अच्छा हो सकता है, नेता अगर नेता बने तो वो अच्छा नहीं हो सकता है। हमारे इतने लोगों को गुलाम बना दिया, 1 करोड़ लोगों को, और फिर कहते हैं हम कांग्रेस के नेता हैं, हम बहुत बड़े हैं। बीजेपी के नेता हैं, तो दूसरे जैसे अब पेशाब निकल गया उसके पजामे में, तो खुश होता है वो, देखो मैं कितने देर वहाँ बैठ के आया हूँ। क्या बैठ के आए? देश को तो बनाया नहीं आपने, देश को तो आग लगाए जा रहे हो, समाज को तोड़े जा रहे हो। हरिजनों को अलग कर दो, दलितों को अलग कर दो, हम हिंदू हैं, हम सब हैं, हमारा देश है। ऐसी ऐसी बातें करके आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं? मुझे पहले कोई ये बता दे, मैं सब बातें मान लूंगा। भगवान का कौन सा धर्म है? कोई बताएगा, एक्सप्लेन करेगा? आप अपने आप को हिंदू कहते हैं, कोई अपने आप को मुसलमान कहता है, कोई दूसरा दूसरा कहता है। अरे आप जस्टिफाई तो कर दो कि आप हिंदू हो, तो कैसे हिंदू हो? कौन से भगवान ने कहा था कि मैं हिंदू हूँ, या कौन से भगवान ने कहा था कि मैं मुस्लिम हूँ? किसने कहा था ये? आपकी अपनी कल्पना है, अपनी दुनिया है, उसी में आप रमते जा रहे हो, मरते जा रहे हो, चलते जा रहे हो, दूसरों को भी चलाते जा रहे हो। कौन से भगवान ने धर्म कहा है कि मेरा धर्म ये है? भगवान का कोई धर्म नहीं होता। आपने उनको जबरदस्ती अपने आप को धर्म में डाल दिया कि मेरा धर्म ये है क्योंकि मैं इस भगवान की पूजा करता हूँ। भगवान की पूजा तो व्यक्ति की पूजा है, देश की पूजा है। वर्ल्ड में आए हो, भगवान के वर्ल्ड में आए हो, ये दुनिया में उसने आपको भेजा है। जमीन के ऊपर वो किसी और प्लेनेट भी भेज सकता था, आपको जुपिटर में भेज सकता था, या किसी और ब्रह्मांड में ही भेज सकता था, या आपको समुद्र के अंदर एक एलिमेंट बना के रख सकता था, मछली बना के रख सकता था। उसने आपको इस देश में इसलिए भेजा है कि जाओ, आप जाके, आप ज़्यादा अच्छे हो, ईमानदार हो, साफ हो, इसको जरा ठीक करके आओ। आप वो तो भूल गए और आप उसी में एक, कहते हैं, क्राउड, भीड़ के अंदर चल दिए, पानी में बह गए। दो तरह के लोग होते हैं, एक वो होते हैं जो पानी में बह जाएं, और एक वो होते हैं जो पानी से उल्टा आए। जो लोग पानी से उल्टा आते हैं उनको मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, क्योंकि पानी के भाव को संभालना पड़ता है। और जो पानी के भाव में बहते रहते हैं उन्हें कुछ नहीं करना पड़ता है, वो बस तैरते जाते हैं, या नाव में बैठे हुए नाव अपने आप चलती जाती है। जो मेहनत करेगा, संघर्ष करेगा, सही बात है, उसका शरीर भी तपेगा, उसका दिमाग भी खुलेगा और वो कुछ ना कुछ सोचेगा। और जिसने कुछ मेहनत नहीं करनी, वो तो खाली चारपाई बिछाएगा, अपना कपड़ा बिछाए या बिना बिछाए ये सब लेट जाएगा। तो कौन सेक्रीफाइस ज़्यादा कर रहा है, आप देख लो। एक अमीर का बच्चा, जो मालिक का बच्चा होता है, स्वामी का बच्चा होता है, वो कहता है कि मैं आगे, मैं इतना पढ़ा लिखा हूँ, मेरी वैल्यू नहीं कर रहे आप, मैं MBA करके आया हूँ, मेरी दुनिया में इतना छोटा कर दिया आपने। बहुत गलत बात है। मेरी भी जिंदगी है, मेरा भी है, लेकिन देश के लिए कोई नहीं सोचता। अब क्या करें, आप बताइए, आप मुझे बताइए ना। देश देश है, सबका है, मेरा भी आपका भी। और मुझे आज दुख है इस बात का कि हम देश को देश नहीं समझ रहे। हम देश समझ रहे हैं जमीन को, हम देश समझ रहे हैं नेताओं को। ये नेता देश कभी न हुए हैं, न थे। ये तो भेड़िए हैं, भेड़िए। भेड़िया भी शायद अच्छा होगा, कुछ भी बुलवा लो इनसे, बोल देंगे, कुछ भी कहलवा लो इनसे, कह देंगे, करना धरना कुछ नहीं। और जो कोई करना चाहता है उसको करने नहीं देते। बस इनकी चलनी चाहिए, इनकी दुकानें चलनी चाहिए, इनकी फैक्ट्री चलनी चाहिए वोट की, इनको वोट मिलता रहना चाहिए बस। और मैं वोट देने के लिए पैदा नहीं हुआ हूँ, मैं इनसे काम लेने के लिए पैदा हुआ हूँ। वोट देना मेरा अधिकार है, लेकिन कोई मुझे फोर्स नहीं कर सकता। और मैं इसलिए पैदा नहीं हुआ इस दुनिया में कि 5 साल में इनकी सेवा करते रहो वोट देके। भाड़ में जाए नेता सारे के सारे, देश मेरा नेता है, देश की जनता मेरी नीति है। मैं जितना देश की जनता के लिए सोचता हूँ वही मेरी देशभक्ति है। मैं किसी धर्म के लिए नहीं सोचूंगा, मैं किसी नेता के लिए नहीं सोचूंगा। मैं जानता हूँ ये नेता सारे के सारे झूठ बोलते हैं, सारे के सारे देशद्रोही हैं अंदर से। ये देश को लूटना चाहते हैं, कुछ करना नहीं चाहते देश के लिए। कोई रिजल्ट नहीं काम का इनका, कोई बात नहीं, बस नेतागिरी करते जाते हैं। कुछ भी इनसे करा लो, झूठ बिलवा लो, गालियां दिलवा लो, गाली भी देते हैं, धर्म की बात करा लो, कुछ भी बात करा लो, दूसरों की बुराइयां इनसे करा लो, यही काम रह गया है। इसे नेतागिरी आप कह सकते हैं, मैं नहीं कह सकता। इसको नेतागिरी नहीं कह सकते हम लोग, क्योंकि नेता नेता होता है। ये सब अभिनेता हैं, ये नेता नहीं है, कलाकार हैं ये सब। किसी भी लोग इनसे ड्रामे करा लो, एक्टिंग करा लो, डायलॉग बुलवा लो, नारे लगवा लो, इधर की उधर करवा लो, फेरा फेरी करवा लो, चोरियां करवा लो, डकैतियां डलवा लो, बस ये है इनके पास। मानवता नाम की इनमें कोई चीज नहीं। मानवता को मार दें इनका बस चले तो। हिस्ट्री है, बहुतों ने मारा, ये भी मार देंगे, हम मर जाएंगे। ऐसे नेता हैं ये। जब तक हम लोग नहीं जागेंगे, भारत की पब्लिक नहीं जागेगी। जागी थी पहले, 47 से पहले जागी थी, फिर सो गई। हम सोते बहुत जल्दी हैं, गुस्सा इसी बात का होता है। बहुत नींद आती है हमको, बहुत सोते रहते हैं। क्या करना है जाग के, छोड़ो यार। सही बात है, क्या करना है जाग के? जाग के तो सोचना पड़ेगा, जाग के काम करना पड़ेगा, जाग के नहाना भी पड़ेगा, कपड़े भी पहनने पड़ेंगे, इधर उधर जाना भी पड़ेगा। तो क्या जरूरत पड़ी है? लेट जाओ, चादर डालो, सो जाओ, अच्छे अच्छे सपने देखो, हरे हरे गार्डन देखो, हवाई जहाजों में घूम के आओ, सब कुछ देखो, सोते सोते देखो। क्या करना है कुछ करके? यही तो हम हैं। हम पढ़ाई भी करके आते हैं तो काम सीख के नहीं आते, बस डिग्री लेके आ जाते हैं। तो डिग्री को चाटते रहो, दीवार पे लगा दो। काम कुछ आता नहीं, किसी का कुछ कर सकते नहीं, कंट्रीब्यूशन कुछ है नहीं, मेहनत कर सकते नहीं। सबको आराम चाहिए, कंफर्ट चाहिए, यही हमारी जिंदगी रह गई है। क्योंकि हमें फैसिलिटीज मिल गई हैं। ये फैसिलिटीज नहीं मिलती तो हमें पता लगता कि कैसे स्ट्रगल किया जाता है। आज स्ट्रगल करने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि आपके पास सब कुछ है। वेल्थ आपके पास है, हेल्थ आपकी है, चाहे खराब सही, कपड़े आप अच्छे पहनते हैं, सब कुछ अच्छा करते हैं, गाड़ियाँ अच्छी आपके पास है, अच्छे अच्छे रिश्ते हैं आपके, सब कुछ है, अच्छी फैमिली है आपकी। क्या आवश्यकता है फिर देश की? हम तो आराम से जी रहे हैं और नेताओं की तो बात ही छोड़ो। वो चाहे अपोजिशन के हों चाहे गवर्नमेंट, उनके पास तो बड़े बड़े बंगले हैं, कुछ खर्चा भी नहीं उनका, सस्ता खाना भी खाते हैं क्वालिटी वाला। हमको खाना भी नहीं मिलता ढंग से खाने के लिए। बड़ी बड़ी कारें हैं उनके पास, सिक्योरिटी गार्ड्स हैं उनके पास, दुनिया भर घूमते हैं, मुफ्त में घूमते हैं। तो क्या करोगे? उनकी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम तो हमारी है। वो तो बचपन से ही नेता थे और मरेंगे तो नेता रहेंगे, और स्टेट रिस्पेक्ट में मरेंगे, ऑनर में मरेंगे। झंडे भी उनके ऊपर लगाए जाएंगे जिन्होंने कभी अच्छा काम नहीं किया, जिन्होंने कभी देश की सेवा नहीं की, जिन्होंने गरीबों की सेवा नहीं की, जिन्होंने देश को लूटा खाया, जो हरामीपना करते रहे सारी जिंदगी, उनको स्टेट ऑनर मिलता है। स्टेट ऑनर, उनके ऊपर मिलिट्री पुलिस झंडे फहराती है। और आप कोई पूछेगा भी नहीं कब मरे, किधर गए, आपके लेके कहाँ दफना दिया या आपको जला दिया, कोई पूछेगा नहीं। यही है, करते रहो उनकी पूजा, नेताओं को पूछते रहो, मानते रहो उनको भगवान। नहीं है आप उन्हीं के गुलाम हैं, होते रहिए गुलाम। मत जागिए, मत जागिए। आज भी अगर वो नेता नहीं होते जो असली नेता थे 47 से पहले 90 साल जिन्होंने काम किया देश के लिए, आज भी आप गुलाम होते, याद रख लेना। अगर वो लोग नहीं करके गए होते आपके लिए तो आज भी आप गुलाम होते, शारीरिक गुलाम होते, मानसिक गुलाम होते, हर चीज के गुलाम होते। और लेकिन आज आप दिमाग के गुलाम हो। आज शरीर के नहीं, दिमाग के। दिमाग आपके बंद है, मान आपका बंद है, मस्तिष्क आपका बंद है, आपका मन बंद है, आपकी खोपड़ी खराब है। इसलिए आप दबे ही रहिएगा, अच्छा रहेगा, देश शांत रहेगा। इन नेताओं को पूजिए, इनकी आरती उतारिए, इनके पैर छुइए, इनको साहब कहिए, इनको कुछ भी कहिए, कहते रहिए। यही आपका भविष्य है। ये यही कहलवाना चाहते हैं और यही कहलवाते कहलवाते ये दुनिया से चले जाएंगे। आप फिर किसी और को पकड़ लेना, उसकी भी सेवा करना, आप वही करते रहना, इन नेताओं की गुलामी। हम नेताओं के गुलाम बन चुके हैं, चाहे कोई एक पार्टी का गुलाम हो या दूसरी पार्टी का गुलाम हो। हम लोग इज्जत से जी नहीं सकते, हमारा मान सम्मान हम ले नहीं सकते। हमारी शक्ति इनके लिए है, हमारी मेहनत इनके लिए है। मेहनत करेंगे हम, शक्ति करेंगे हम, पसीना आएगा हमारा, खाएंगे ये खाएंगे या इनकी डायनेस्टी खाएगी या इनकी पार्टी खाएगी। हराम का पैसा चाहिए इनको, डोनेशन लेते हैं पार्टी चलाने के लिए, खाते हैं, बस्ताते हैं खूब, फिर कहते हैं हमारे पास कुछ नहीं है खाने को, हम गरीब आदमी हैं। बड़े अच्छे अच्छे कपड़े पहनते हैं, घूमते हैं इधर उधर, सारी फैसिलिटी लेते हैं, फिर कहते हैं हम फकीर आदमी हैं। सबका यह हाल है। अच्छे ऐसे फकीर तो भाई आपको भी बनना चाहिए। फिर आप क्यों बैठे हैं ऐसे ही? क्यों आप मेहनत करते हैं, दिन में अपना पसीना क्यों बहाते हैं? आप बहाते रहेंगे या खाते रहेंगे? आप टैक्स देते रहेंगे या मुँह जुड़ाते रहेंगे? आप रोते रहेंगे या आपको रुलाते रहेंगे? जब तक इनकी पिटाई नहीं होगी ये ऐसे ही करते रहेंगे। और आप पीट इन्हें नहीं सकते, क्योंकि आपकी मान मर्यादा मर चुकी है, आपकी आत्मा मर चुकी है, आप जानवर से भी बदतर हैं। और इस देश का नाम भारत जानवर बन चुका है। ये जानवरों का भारत है, इंसानों का भारत नहीं है। इसलिए ऐसा हो रहा है। हमसे अच्छे वो लोग हैं, छोटे देश सही लेकिन हमसे अच्छे हैं, लड़ सकते हैं। सूडान जैसे लोग, मिस्र जैसे लोग, हांगकांग जैसे लोग, उनमें हिम्मत है लड़ने की, बोलने की। हम बिल्कुल मर चुके हैं, जैसे हम जान नहीं सकते। हम से डर लगता है हमको, सांप आके डंक ना मार दे, मुझे जेल ना हो जाए, मुझे पकड़ के मरवा ना दे। अरे आप इस ही लायक हैं, क्योंकि आप कुत्ते से भी बढ़ के हैं। आपको यही ट्रीटमेंट मिलना चाहिए। आप भौं भौं भी नहीं कर सकते, कुत्ता तो भौं भौं कर लेता है। आप भौंक भी नहीं सकते, कुत्ता भी आपसे अच्छा है। आप तो चुप हैं, बिल्कुल चुप, बस करने दो जैसे कर रहे हैं। यही देश बनाना था आपको, बना दिया आपने। भुगतो, भुगतो उन नेताओं को। हिम्मत आप में आगे आने की नहीं है तो ना सही। ये नेता तो ऐसे ही करेंगे, ये ऑनेस्टी के नेता नहीं है, सत्यवादी हरिश्चंद्र खानदान से तो आए नहीं है। आप जरूर झूठ खानदान से आए हैं, और नहीं तो 130 करोड़ लोग कुछ आदमियों से डर जाएं। कैसा देश है ये? 2 आदमियों से, 3 आदमी से आप ऐसे डर गए जैसे खा जाएगा। हद है यार, इतने डरपोक इंसान, इतने डरपोक। शायद मक्खियां भी नहीं डरती इतनी, कौवे भी नहीं डरते इतने, चिड़िया भी नहीं डरती इतनी। हम डरते हैं। अरे यार बंद कर देगा, मारेगा, पकड़ लेगा, डर गए। प्रेस वाले डरते हैं, बाकी तो छोड़ो, जिनका काम सिखाया गया है नहीं डरना वो डरते हैं। प्रेस वाले डरते हैं। हम तो छोड़ो, बहुत छोटे आदमी हैं, हम तो छोटे मोटे काम करते हैं, लेकिन उनको तो मास कम्युनिकेशन का काम सिखाया गया है। उनकी भी गैस निकलती है, वो भी डरते हैं, अरे यार कहीं अंदर ना कर दे, तो डरते रहो। वी आर ए कावर्ड सोसाइटी, हम हैं कावर्ड, डरपोक हैं हम, हमारे खून में पानी है, तभी तो हम डरते हैं। और आप ऐसे ही रहिएगा, अच्छा है, आपको यही रहना चाहिए, आपको डरना ही चाहिए। डर के रहना अच्छा होता है, सेफ्टी होती है, एक्सीडेंट नहीं होता है। डरिए, आप खूब डरिए। भगवान ने आपको आशीर्वाद दिया है कि आप डर की सोसाइटी, डर के रहना, मजबूती से मत रहना, यही तो है। घर के अंदर डर जब पैदा हो जाता है ना, सांप का डर होता है, तो सांप तो होता नहीं, डर जरूर होता है, किसी खतरे का डर बहुत होता है। लेकिन जब डर निकल जाता है इंसान के हाथ से, तो वो फिर मौत से भी नहीं डरता। जब डर निकल जाता है तो आदमी बहुत बड़ा पावरफुल हो जाता है। और जिस दिन आपने अपना डर निकाल दिया, तो ये कौन डरेंगे? सबसे पहले नेता ही डरेंगे, आपसे डरेंगे, हिम्मत नहीं करेंगे आपसे जबान लड़ाने की, आपके आगे हाथ जोड़ेंगे या आपके पैर छुएंगे जब आपका डर निकल जाएगा। वो दिन आने वाला नहीं है इस देश में, मैं नहीं समझता वो दिन आएगा। और जिस दिन वो दिन आ गया, ये नेता डर गए आप लोगों से, तो उस दिन देश सुधर ही जाएगा। ना भ्रष्टाचार होगा, ना गुंडागर्दी होगी, ना कुछ होगा। गुंडे क्यों गुंडागर्दी करते हैं? वो जानते हैं उन्हें कोई रोकने वाला नहीं है। और एक अगर पैदा हो जाए सीधा आदमी, और वो अगर उनका सामना खड़े होकर लड़ाई करने लगे, तो गुंडे भी भाग जाते हैं, वो भी भाग जाते हैं। सच्चाई जीतती ही जीतती है, लेकिन सच को पकड़ने वाला कौन है ये जरूरी है। सच को सच हो ही जाता है। हम सच पे नहीं चल सकते क्योंकि हम सच को नहीं मानते। बेशक हम बोलते हैं सत्य में जयते, वास्तव में सत्य में जयते हमारे देश का है ही नहीं, ये सत्य में झूठ है। हम सत्य को मानते नहीं, इसलिए हम झूठ बोलते हैं कि सत्य में जयते। खैर, अब ज्यादा बोलने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। आपको डरना है डरो, मरना है मरो। इन नेताओं को हार पहनाओ, इनके पैर छुओ, इनकी आरती उतारो, इनको भगवान मानो। मेरी तरफ से ये सब शैतान की औलाद हैं, ये शैतान हैं, और हम भी शैतान हैं, क्योंकि हम इनको इज्जत देते हैं। इनको ठीक कर दो, इसको देश को चलाना है, नहीं तो ये देश कभी 1000 साल भी ठीक नहीं हो सकता है, क्योंकि ये देश शैतानों के नेताओं का है और शैतानों का है। जो इंसान दूसरे इंसान को मरता हुआ देख सकता है, जो उसको मारा उसको रोक नहीं सकता, वो इंसान है ही नहीं। जब कुत्ते दूसरे एरिया के इस कुत्ते के एरिया में आ जाते हैं, सारे उसको खाने को लग जाते हैं। वही हाल हमारा है, आज वही हो रहा है। लोकतंत्र कहने के लिए है, सेकुलरिज्म कहने के लिए है, गणतंत्र कहने के लिए है, बस एक दिन के लिए होता है लोकतंत्र गणतंत्र। 15 अगस्त को खड़े होकर लोकतंत्र बना लिया, 26 जनवरी को खड़े होकर गणतंत्र बना लिया। सेकुलरिज्म तो है ही नहीं, कहने के लिए है। बाकी चीजें क्या रह गई? कुछ भी नहीं रह गई। प्रभु सत्ता संपन्न है, प्रभु है नहीं, सत्ता जरूर है। प्रभु सत्ता की तरह प्रभु हम है, लेकिन प्रभु नहीं है। सत्ता पर कौन बैठा है? और शैतान बैठा है। तो हमारा कुछ है नहीं, अब बस खाली कागजों में है। हमारे अधिकार हैं, हमारा जस्टिस है, हमारा ये है, सच पूछो तो कुछ भी नहीं है। जय भारत।